Welcome, Kingdom citizens, to the About My Father's Business YouTube page. I am Ebony White, here to deliver a word to you from God. It comes to me, and I am the deliverer. So I'm gonna get straight into it because it is nighttime, and so I'm about to get my rest in again. So we finna get straight to it. Listen. I put a Facebook post up. And most times, if you follow this page, I always put up a post. Then God will say, that's the one I want you to expound on. And so that's what I do. And so the post that I put up on my Facebook page under Ebony White is no more breadcrumbs. The whole loaf is about to drop. Again, I'm going to tell you, whoever this word is for, God is telling you, I'm not giving you no more breadcrumbs. The whole loaf is about to drop. What do you mean by that? You're not asking me, but you're asking God. But I can answer it for you as He gives it to me. So, as we are in a time where this message is for the people who have been pushing, you have been pressing, you have been giving your all, you have been obedient, you have been faithful, and you are like, God, where are you at? What is it that I am to do next? Because it feels like nothing is moving for me. Nothing is being, a way is not being made. And so when you are in that realm, when you feel that way, God is working. He's working. And right now he explained or gave me more in depth on what is happening at this time in this season of this area of my life. What's happening? What is going on? And what he said is, I'm working. I'm working. And if he's working, he said, I'm not giving you no breadcrumbs right now. I'm not giving you no breadcrumbs because what I'm working on is so big that I don't have time to drop the small on you. I don't have time to give you a little bit here, a little bit there. I am going to make time. What I'm cultivating is so big is that you're not going to be able to fathom what it is that I have for you. You have to be patient. And so I have been teaching even my kids about patience. Patience is a fruit. And that is a fruit that we do not get to indulge in too often because in this time, in this world, we want things to happen so fast right now. Our God is a right now God, but he also calls for us to be patient because sometimes things take more than what we can expect for it to take. There's more work that needs to be put in. There's more effort that needs to be put in. And so when we are even being called to do something that's so big, it's going to require more of our time than we can expect. But as long as we put the foot forth, and as long as our effort is true, our intentions are great, as long as we are doing what we are called to do at its fullest and not lacking in nothing that we're supposed to do, then it shall be perfect. Then it shall come in due season. Then it shall be in its fullness. And see, you have to go through the endurance for the fullness. And so when God is saying right now, I am working something so big for you right now that it will be undeniable. You're going to have to give me the glory. You can't even say that you did it. It won't even be nothing that was in your control. You may play a part in it. You may be my legs. You may be my mouthpiece. You may even be the ear. But what I am going to show is my glory on you so thick that it cannot even be looked at as anything else, but it had to be God. I'm working, he said. I'm working. I'm not going to give you anything small no more. Yep, you used to have the couple $100 people used to give unto your bosom. Yes, you used to have people pay for your meals. Yes, you're used to people doing things for you and not even asking for it. Yes, you are used to people being giving you a word that you need right then and there. But he said, I'm not even going to do that. I'm not going to do that all the time. I need for you to know that I'm working. I need you to trust me. And so the word that he gave me to back that up is that he said, I need obedience. You've been obedient. Continue. You've been obedient. Joshua 5:12 said, the manna stopped the day after they ate this food from the land. And so the manna stopped for the people in Israel. It stopped for the Israelites. After they left Egypt, after they came out of the wilderness, it stopped. Why? Because they ate the good of the land as they were needed to. He said, I'm not giving you that little bit no more. I'm giving you fullness, full food, unleavened bread. And so he said, he also in Isaiah 1:19, if you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good of the land. He said, I'm getting you to the point that you're going to eat the good of the land. No more little droppings. No more. I don't have to feed you little bit by little bit anymore. I'm finna get you so full that you gonna have to question, where did that meal come from? I'm gonna get you so full that you gonna have to question, where did the blessing come from? The blessing is so great. Whatever that you are requesting right now is gonna be exceedingly and abundant. And this is not a feel-good word. This is to get you to the point that you have endured and his fullness can show forth in your life. He said, I need for you, see you feeling like nothing's happening for a reason. It is to detour you. It is a pushing that has to be done. And so we not giving up in this season. We not backing up in this season. And the next thing that he's even tested you on or had to pull out of you is faith in him. He said in Matthew 4:4, it is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. What does it take for us to believe his word? What does it take? It takes faith. He said, you've been faithful. You've been full of faith. You've been trusting in me. You've been pushing. You've been trusting the vision that I gave you. You've been trusting that I'm going to provide. You've been trusting me as Yahweh. You've been trusting me as Jehovah Jireh. Keep it going. Keep it going. Why? Because I am doing something for you that is too great. That's all that I can keep telling you. It's going to be bigger than the microwave blessing. The right now blessing. You about to get something homemade, fully cooked from the heart, okay? You about to get something that's so rich that it won't be something that can fade away. A door is about to open that's so great that it's going to feed you, family, and generations to come. Something is about to shake that you can't even unshake. A door is about to open that you can't even close. Some doors are about to close that you can't even open. Why? Because when he put you in that great room, that nobody else gonna be able to pull you up out of that room. I'm closing the door on that because she about to do some things in there. She about to shift some things. She about to do something great. I'm about to use her in a way that nobody else can use her. She can't even use herself in that way alone. It's got to be done through me, God says. And then the next thing, he said, rest. Rest. Not going to sleep. See, we ain't sleeping this season. We awake. But he said, rest in me. Rest in me. Trust me. When you trust me, when you're obedient, when you are faithful, or you show the faith that you have in me, rest. Rest in knowing that I'm working. Rest. This is where you are right now. I need you to rest in knowing what I'm doing for you is bigger than you could ever do for yourself. John 6:35 says, I am the bread of life. Whoever, are you a whoever? If you are a whoever, type it in the comments. If you are whoever. Whoever comes to me, what does come to me represent? Obedience. Will never go hungry. What does that represent? Will never go hungry. You will rest in him and never be hungry. And whoever, type again, if you are a whoever in this scripture, believes in me. What did we talk about? Faith. It's going to take faith. Will never go thirsty. What is that again? Rest. Rest in me. Rest in me through your obedience. Rest in me through your faithfulness in me. Rest in me and trusting me. Rest. So he said, no more breadcrumbs. Stop expecting. Stop getting upset when everybody else is telling you about the little blessings that they're getting. And they're not little blessings in that season. That's going to sustain. That's going to sustain them. They may be in a different level in a different season, but you are on another level in another season. And so do not fret. Do not worry. Do not become weary. What he wants you to do is focus and knowing and trusting that he is working something bigger than what you've ever had. See, there's levels to this. There's level to this walk. And so we have to realize that we can't be sustained on the same thing. He says, I want you to maintain your faith, but I'm not just going to sustain you. I'm going to supply in abundance. I'm going to supply the loaf. I'm finna give you the whole thing. It's all finna drop. When you get a loaf of bread, you have multiple slices of bread in there. But from that multiple, see, there's crumbs. You can take little pieces from out of there, and you can have a pathway of crumbs. See, that's what God been working on with you on in the past. He been leading you to him. He been wanting you to trust him. He been trying to guide you. Holy Spirit been trying to keep you in alignment, keep you in position with the breadcrumbs. But he said, now it's time. It's time for you to get the whole loaf. I'm not working in the small with you no more. You have matured to another level. It is time for promotion. It is time for elevation. I need you to be on a greater level to reach a greater reach. And so he has to give you more in this season because you've been faithful over the little. If you've been faithful over the little, give me the emoji that does this. Give me the emoji that does this. And so it's been you. It's been you. It's been you who has been a willing vessel. It has been you that's been obedient. It has been you that has been faithful. So trust that none of that has been in vain. Trust it. Trust it. See, the enemy can only put something in you to come up against everything that you have done for God to get the glory. For God to get the glory. If your intentions and your movement has been based on giving God the glory, then there's nothing else that can be taken from that. And God sees it, God honors it, and he's going to push and work on your behalf. Again, this is Ebony White on About My Father's Business YouTube page. And with this word, as long as you are about his business, he will be about your business. And that's what this word was about today. Move. Keep moving. Don't look back. Don't look at everybody else, what they got going on. Congratulate those that are getting the blessings that they're getting. Congratulate those that are making the progress that they're making, because that's a test in itself as well. Your reaction to another blessing or your reaction to somebody else's testimony says much about you. If you cannot congratulate them, if you cannot be happy for them and have joy that God is elevating them and pushing them, then how do you think he's going to move you? How do you think he's going to push you? So in this season, we're giving credit where credit is due. In this season, we're giving God the glory for everything that he's doing, and not just our own lives, but in everybody else's as well. If God is moving in it, give him the glory for it. Be happy about it. Even spread the word for them about it. Listen, spread God's testimony that's working in your life. Spread his testimony that's working in other people's lives. Use it in the word. Apply it to the word and watch what he does in your life. I will see you all later. I pray that this word penetrated your heart and did not fall on deaf ears. I pray that this word encourages you to continue to move forward as God's people does. We endure, we push, we press, we gain strength, we gain momentum. So we are pushing in this season. I pray that this word even is great enough and relatable for you to share it with somebody else. If it touched you, if it hit you in the right place, then allow for this word to push you forward. It comes from God. And I thank you for listening. Have a great evening.